The Battle of the Mars. So a few years ago, the PBS program Finding Your Roots did a profile of me, and I was happy to participate in it. That's Gates. And that's on every week. And they traced my lineage back, and they found out that Bill Maher is a long distant cousin of mine. Okay. Nobody can pick their relatives, as the saying goes. So Bill Maher, he does the HBO show. It's one of the few programs that's not on a network or anything like that. And he's a gadfly. He gives in. He understands the craziness of the progressive left. He's a liberal himself, and he's made a name for himself in the last year or so by criticizing his own. Enter a movement to stop funding for PBS and NPR to the tune of about $550 million taxpayer dollars a year. I support that. NPR and PBS do not need taxpayer money. They are left-wing advocacy groups. And there's no doubt about it. There's no two sides to that story. If you watch them, now Finding Your Roots isn't like that. I see that, and I can watch the Four Tops in one of their fundraising things. I like that. And they have entertainment program that doesn't have a political bent, but everything they do is designed to promote liberal causes in the Democratic Party. I mean, Frontline, which used to be a very good documentary unit, ran in October a program on the two candidates, Trump versus Harris. And I watched it top to bottom with a notepad to see if it was going to be a balanced presentation. They had 12 guests speaking well of Vice President Harris. They had no guests speaking well of Donald Trump. It was appalling. It was disgraceful. Don't put yourself up as a documentary unit when you're a propaganda outfit, when you are promoting a presidential candidate, because you are an activist then. So you're using my money, taxpayer money, to promote a political candidate that I believe would be destructive to the country. No, there's no fairness to that. There's no rationale for that. And in the age of $36 trillion debt, we don't need to spend $500 million every year funding a progressive propaganda channel on television and radio. Am I wrong? If you think I'm wrong, bill at BillO'Reilly.com. All right, Sesame Street, the Muppets, whatever they got, fine. But do it on your own. If your product's better than the other product, you'll prosper. You can sell ads if you're not taking the government money. We don't need this. It's wrong. So there were hearings about PBS and NPR. And the NPR CEO is a woman named Catherine Maher. She appears at the hearing, and conservative Republican Congressman Jim Jordan asks a very simple question.
Is NPR biased?
Congressman, I have never seen any instance of political bias determining editorial decisions. No.
Ridiculous. She parsed it, a political bias determining editorial decisions. She parsed it, but it's absurd. The whole culture is like Terry Gross is one of their big radio presenters. And she's a skilled woman, but she is so liberal that if you're going to hire a Terry Gross, then you've got to hire a conservative to balance it out. Catherine Maher is not going to do that because the culture at NPR is 100% left-wing. Enter Bill Maher, no relation. Here's what he says.
I also read my namesake, Catherine Maher, was head of NPR, and she said, we're completely unbiased. Give me a break, lady. I mean, they're crazy far left. These outlets became popular at a time when Republicans and Democrats didn't hate each other and weren't at each other's throats and didn't think each other was an existential threat. In that world, you can't have places like this, I think, anymore. They have to be private.
I think he's right. But I wouldn't object to a PBS NPR being funded by progressives. You know, they have their fundraisers. Okay. Let the progressive left support you. If they like you so much, because that's what you do, they'll pick up the tab. I don't want to pick up your tab. Now, I wouldn't want a conservative television or radio network getting tax dollars either. I don't want propaganda. I hate it. I don't want the choir. I very rarely watch cable television because of that. You know, I don't learn anything. I want knowledge. I want facts. I want perspective. You don't get that. You watch Fox, 95% of people watch Fox are conservative. 95. When I was there, it was 60. Now it's 95. And out of those 95% that watch Fox, 90% of those are MAGA people. It's Trump. It's a Trump network. That's what it is. Now, am I angry at Trump about it? No. If I were Trump, I would be thrilled to have the Fox News channel, which is far and away the highest rated channel, cable news channel. And the reason is because conservatives don't have anywhere else to go except Newsmax. And Fox's talent, people that you see on television, are better than Newsmax. They're more experienced, they're higher paid, they got more going on. So if you are a MAGA person, you only have one place to go. If you are a liberal person, you got CNN, MSNBC, PBS, and the three networks, all of which are liberal. You got plenty of places to go. So its audience divides, whereas Fox consolidates, so they dominate. But I know my guys and gals produce many of the shows on Fox, that I train them. But they know who their audience is. So the audience wants their belief system reinforced. And that's just not on Fox, it's on all of them. Not all of them. To me, it's a boring. That's why I've prospered in the independent news arena on social media, which is what we're doing here. This is what we're doing. This commentary goes all over the world on YouTube. I love YouTube. I never have a beef. You know, people criticize, are you kidding? Gives people like me an independent voice, all right, access to millions of people. And there's nobody telling me what to say. But I have to be honest, there's nobody at Fox telling me what to say. For more than 20 years, nobody picked up the phone and said, O'Reilly, you do this. Ever. Not once. Now, you could say that's because you had the biggest show and you were a star. But I wasn't always. I had to start from nothing at Fox in 1996. We started from no audience. But nobody ever called me and told me, you got to do this, you got to do that. They knew who I was. They knew when they hired me that I wasn't going to do that. But the fact that they didn't do it to me, and a lot of the other people I knew over there, they didn't intrude. Once in a while, but not much. But today it's totally different. And you can almost see, you know, the fear of a lot of the broadcasters. If they say something that goes against their corporate masters, not good. Okay? Anyway, Maher told the truth. And I'm glad he did. You know, we need a guy like that on HBO calling out both sides. So he's doing a service. Catherine Maher didn't tell the truth. She knows what the culture is. She's part of the culture. She's comfortable in the culture. Don't say it doesn't exist, lady. You taking us for fools? Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.